Development Assessment Committee. We have one apology, Councillor Ward, and possibly Councillor Edwards as well, knowing that Councillor Edwards' father passed away just recently. So we extend our, I know each and every one of extend our sympathies to Councillor Edwards and the Edwards family at this very sad time. So thank you. So that's apologies. So then apologies. Just to make people aware that this meeting is recorded as per Council's governance rules. The meeting will be also live streamed. Item 4, confirmation of minutes. The Development Assessment Committee, Wednesday the 16th of February. Those minutes have been circulated. So is there somebody wish to move that they be received, please?
So moved.
Judzik, seconder. Councillor Tatchell. All those in favour? It's carried. Thank you. Any matters arising from the previous minutes, councillors? No, thank you. Oh, and just to note that Councillor Minari has been coming in on over live stream, so welcome, Councillor Minari. Any disclosure or conflicts of interest on the agenda tonight, councillors? Okay, thank you. Item 7.1, use and development of a dwelling at Hopgood Road, Clarendon. We have two speakers to this, councillors, Ms Leah Clark and Mr Tim Spicer. Is Ms Clark available, please? Ms Clark? Ms Clark, welcome. Welcome to the Development Assessment Committee. You are the consultant for the applicant, Mr Spicer, so if you wish to proceed with your presentation, please.
Thank you. Thank you, councillors, for the opportunity to talk tonight. I am here representing my clients in relation to the use and development of a dwelling at Lot 2 Hopgoods Road in Clarendon. The site is located in what we best describe as a rural living enclave to the Clarendon area. The area is developed with single dwellings and outbuildings on lots which vary between 1 to 5 hectares in size. The area is similar to a typical rural living node with dwellings and outbuildings present. The rectangle-shaped allotment measures 1.8 hectares in area with a road frontage of approximately 90 metres to Hopgoods Road. The site is void of easements and overlays prohibiting or restricting development. The application was lodged with Council on the 13th of September and was advertised in November of last year. Our office followed up with Council in late January for a progress update, and it was then that we were advised that the application was going to Council for a decision. We followed up with officers to find out at this time that the application was not to be supported. Officers did not request further information, nor did we receive correspondence advising us our information was insufficient. We note the officers' report references that preliminary concerns were discussed with us at the time of submitting the application. However, this did not occur. We're a little disappointed to now be facing a refusal without being provided the opportunity to address the officers' concerns now detailed in the grounds of refusal. Given the approvals that have happened within the immediate context, we requested a meeting with Council's strategic planning team to further discuss the strategic work which may be being undertaken in relation to any rural land use strategies. We were advised that there was no such work being undertaken and we will not afford a meeting with Council's strategic planning team. The subject site is located within an area with similar size allotments, all of which have either a dwelling already located on or have approvals for a dwelling to be constructed with supporting land management plans. The supporting land management plans cover off things like vegetation management, soil conservation and pest animals, the exact same information provided in our supporting land management plan. Our application was advertised and received no objections. The supporting land capability assessment that we provided with our submission also indicates that the land is capable of containing a septic system. We therefore reiterate tonight that the subject site sits within an area with lots measuring similar sizes, all with dwellings or approval for dwellings on those lots. And as per the strategies found within clause 2103-6 for rural living opportunities, the approval of a dwelling in this location will support opportunities for development in rural areas close to urban centres such as Clarendon, where there is minimal impact on productive agricultural areas with environmental values. The proposal for a dwelling on this lot would be in keeping with the decision-making already undertaken by council within the immediate context. We therefore respectfully request an alternative recommendation be considered that supports the application for a dwelling subject to appropriate conditions.
Thank you, Ms Clark. Thank you very much for your presentation. Councillors, any questions of Ms Clark? Okay, thank you. Your presentation will duly be considered by council in due course. Thank you for your presentation. The next speaker is Mr Tim Spicer, who is the applicant for the property. Mr Spicer, are you available, please? Mr Spicer? Mr Spicer, are you online there, please?
Good evening. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yes, you have the floor, please.
Look, we're just coming to you tonight. This is my wife, Cassie. I guess we're just trying to explain why we bought the property. We love the property, obviously. Has beautiful views back over the Buninyong Mountains. And although, the property for a farming enterprise probably isn't sufficient to support income, to us, it's amazing. It's huge. It allows us to live the lifestyle that we're hoping to live, provide a beautiful home to our growing family, our dogs, all the rest of it. And we think that we can produce a much more productive use of the land than it currently is. At the moment, it's literally sitting there, not being used. We want to take the land, we want to grow fruit, vegetables, maybe some chickens, turn the land, which is currently just an empty paddock, into a beautiful family home where we can integrate ourselves into the community by sending our kids to local schools, joining in, the community in productive ways, making the land, just giving it a more productive use than it currently is. We thank you for your consideration, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr Spicer. Councillors, any questions of Mr Spicer, please? Okay. Thank you, Mr Spicer, for your presentation. Councillor Berry has a question. Yeah. Councillor Berry?
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Hello, Mr Spicer, Councillor Berry here. I just have one question. I picked up, you said you'd like to make it more productive, fruits, veggies, chickens. So would that be just for yourselves?
Yes, that's right. Personal use. Obviously, we hope to be able to provide enough to give to friends and family, but not in a production way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr Spicer. Any further questions, councillor, of Mr Spicer? Okay. Thank you, Mr Spicer. Thank you for your presentation. Council will duly note that information when they deliberate on this matter, so thank you. Councillors, I'm in your hand. There was an alternate motion circulated by Councillor Dudzik, so I'm in your hands, councillors.
I'd like to move the alternate recommendation of approval.
Okay, I'm
with
assuming
conditions.
Councillors have a copy of that. You seconded Councillor Thatchell. Is there any opposition to that? Okay. Councillors, I'll put that. All those in favour of the alternate recommendation is carried. Thank you. Next item of business is item 7.2, which involves a rescission motion, but under Council's Local Law 3.61C, this matter cannot be considered as the number of councillors in attendance at the meeting has to be equal to the number of councillors in attendance when the original resolution was passed. So it can't, we cannot proceed with this. I'm not sure whether the presenters still get a chance to say anything. No, Mr CEO? No, that's fine. So for Mr Lynch and Mr Jacobson, who may be online, sorry, on a procedural matter, this particular matter can't proceed tonight and would have to lay on the table until the next DAC meeting or any other meeting that comes sooner. So that's council's local law, and that's, we have to abide by our own local law in that matter. So thank you in that matter. The next item of business is update on trends and issues and other matters. Mr Bazoodenhout, is there anything that you wish to apprise council of, please?
No, there's no update, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Item 9, process forward and work programs. Anything to report in that area, please?
Nothing to report, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Update on VCAT decisions, item 10.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. We've got 2 new appeals that's been lodged, so I'll ask Mr Lavelle if he can provide a quick update on those.
Okay. Thanks, Mr Lavelle.
Yep, so through the chair, so we've got 2 new VCAT hearings, which is Griffith Street in Maddenley, which is a conditions appeal, and we've also got an appeal against a refusal at 70 Parks Lane in Lullul, and that was due to the Water Catchment Authority being a Section 55 determining referral authority, objected, so council was required to refuse, and that was done on a delegation, and they're appealing against the Water Board, which is Central Highlands Water.
Thank you. Any questions of Mr Lovell, councillors, on those 2 matters? Obviously, they've just come in recent times. Is that correct? Okay. Any indication when, at this stage, when they may go? Be some probably toward the end of the year now before they get heard.
So through the chair, we've got a number of items, so including those 2 which are due for September of this year.
Okay. Thank you very much. So they'll come through in due course. Any other business, council? I'll start with Councillor Tatchell. Any other business, Councillor Tatchell?
Just a couple of questions, if I can, Mr
Certainly.
Mayor. On the basis that the rescission motion won't be heard tonight, I imagine there's some commercial implications in terms of this. Would it be appropriate to, on the basis of only one item, to try and organise all the councillors to do a special meeting, because another month might have significant commercial implications or financial implications to the applicant?
Mr CEO, you wish to respond to that, please?
Through the chair, we will look into that straight after this meeting. As reading the rescission motion and reading the local law, we just need to get clarity as to whether it can even be potentially brought to the OMC meeting, which it's not crystal clear as to whether that is the case, but we will inform councillors of what the best outcome is tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr CEO. A question on that particular item, Councillor Dudzik?
Couldn't it be a special meeting of the DAC if it can't be the OMC?
Well, I think that's what the CEO may be suggesting, to explore all those options I would take and see which is the way forward. Councillor Tatch, you had another matter? Or
look, I think that covers it, Mr Mayor, but I suppose I have some concerns that it's like 2 months in that industry can be an extraordinary amount of money. So
True. No, thank you. We just had to ensure we follow due process, councillors. Everyone would support that, so thank you very much. Councillor Minari, any other business, please?
No, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Minari. Councillor Berry, any other business, please?
No, thank you, Mr Mayor.
Okay. Councillor Dudzik, any other business?
No, thanks.
Okay, thank you. That's the date of next meeting is the 20th of April. And it may be sooner if that, with respect to that particular item that we had to not deal with tonight. So at this point in time, I will close the meeting. Thank everyone for their attendance and for their participation. And also, and again, once I say I think everyone who passes on our condolences to Councillor Edwards and his family at this sad time, and I wish them all well. And yeah, so thank you very much. We'll close the meeting.